how some of these people benefited from this financial crisis. And we look at how many people.
So many people have made money during this time. And the real estate market's inflated. The stock market's inflated right now. I mean, we keep getting these all-time highs. And do you believe that? I don't believe any of this. So we wouldn't have to borrow this money. We've got unemployment, almost 800,000 people lost their job again. It's crazy that this continues, and we're living in this area, that you've got the richest of people on the planet, and you've got the poorest people.
And unfortunately, the distance in between has grown, and opportunity has the wealth inequality, opportunity inequality has all grown, and you're seeing this. So it seems like we're going to see more and more people living in poverty, living in tents, and we're going to see the other half flying around private jets and driving $1 million cars. And now we got LAPD over here, a bunch of screaming going on over at the laundromat. Maybe we better go over and check this out. It's just unbelievable. So right across the street from RDB, check this out. So you got multi-million-dollar cars across the street, and then on the other side of the street, you have tents. So I just wanted to shoot that restaurant right there, that bakery. It's a big restaurant, and there were maybe 4 people in it having lunch. And I see that, and we all know the writing is on the wall.
It's done. It's done. It's absolutely finished. I don't know how a place can operate at 25%, but that's not at 25%.
And they're not even at 25%.
They're at less.
So we are here in front of the historic Guitar Center on Sunset, and this is an enormous building, and I forgot about this, but Dan brought it to my attention. They filed bankruptcy.
They did. They're in bankruptcy right now, and a lot of the locations have closed. We'll see if they can make it through this time, but it's difficult. I don't know who's buying musical instruments right now, but hopefully they're going to make it.
Yeah, huge building. I hope they do make it. I mean, just imagine the people who've walked in and out of this building right here in the heart of Los Angeles. But behind you, Dan, is another vacant building. Can you elaborate?
Another robotic shoe store. Look at this, retail.
Now we got another one over here, says office rental. So there's another one. So, I mean, it's just, it's endless, ladies and gentlemen, endless. So that's gone. The one next to it is gone. And then we have office retail next to that. So it is, I think, just a reality of what is happening. So it's hard to, it's really hard to cover up this illusion when you actually get out here and walk around with what's really happening. People will tell us, Dan, that everything's good, everything's fine, don't worry about it, everything's recovering, economy's coming back, look out for second quarter GDP, look out for the booming jobs that are coming out. We're going to talk about that later.
Retail sales will be up.
Right.
It's crazy.
But look at the new job creation we got this morning. About a third of it is service, is in the service sector.
It's service, hospitality.
Yeah.
It's the lowest paying jobs that are out there, and it's not professionals.
Right. So that's 300 of the 900,000 jobs for last month were in the service sector, and most of those were in leisure and hospitality. So 1/3, 300,000 of those jobs. are just all low-paying minimum wage jobs. And of course, you have people in the medical industry, and you'll have medical assistants and aides. Again, they make 10 or 12, yeah, but they make $10 or $12 an hour. So we'll walk back this way, but these jobs, and this isn't job creation. Most of these are just people returning to old jobs. But then you got to take into account the 719,000 job losses last week. So, but what we're seeing is some people going back to work, 900,000 jobs for last month, but how many of those were part-time? How many of those were minimum wage? How many of those were just $10, $12 an hour jobs? I mean, there's a lot of variables that go into it. So these are not high-paying jobs. We're not manufacturing. We need plants. We need manufacturing plants. We need real well-paying jobs. Working as a medical aide, that's great, but that is not going to support this economy, and that's not going to support the average American. Working in leisure, hospitality, or the service sector,
People need a living wage so they can take care of themselves. They need money so they can pay rent, they can send their kids to school, they can save, they can have a good life, buy a car if they want, things like that. But there's just not the...
And if you don't have a good wage, you have a car payment for 7 years, 8 years. You're never going to save money. You're always going to have debt. Everything you buy is going to be financed. And this is what we're seeing in America now. Nobody pays cash for anything. They just look at the monthly payment. Whether it's a house or a car, it's the monthly payment. Can I make the monthly payment? The question is, what happens when you can't? You're in big trouble.
One thing that I give you credit for is when I started following your channel a little over a year ago is, get yourself out of debt, get a plan, pay for things in cash. Don't, use your credit for everything. I paid off my credit. I started stacking silver. I put money aside and followed JB's advice, and it's the best thing I've ever done. No bills, no debts, nothing. And it's a tremendous amount of freedom to have that. It really is.
And you can sleep at night.
Sleep at night.
Dan, somebody wrote me last week and they said, JB, you're trying to look poor. You're playing it down. Stop trying to look poor. And I said, no, I'm gonna look poor. And I always tell people that, and I don't consider myself poor, I consider myself very wealthy. And not because I have $1 million or anything. I consider myself wealthy because I don't have debt, and I can sleep at night, and I can pay cash for things. And I don't believe in financing cars for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And so to this person, stop pretending to be poor. My strategy is this, and it's been this for many years now. Live below your means. If you make $100,000 a year, live like you make 50. If you make 50, live like you make 25 or 30,000. If you make 30,000, live like you make 20. That's how you get ahead. That's how you save money. That's how you pay the debt off. That's how you sleep at night. I'm not out to impress anybody. Yes, I'm going to look poor, but I'm very wealthy because, again, I don't have debt. I paid off all my debt. I can sleep at night. I don't have payments, and I live way below my means.
The old saying of live below your means, live like it's, prepare for a rainy day. That's an old saying. You know what? The rainy day's here. None of us thought that this was going to go on as long as it has. And it's going to continue. But because of the devastation of business, because of the government's inactivity on certain things, we have paid the price for this, and we're going to continue to pay the price for it. So having money saved, having silver, having security, having brass packed away, this is important. So it's a strategic plan that you need to have for your family, for your loved ones, for yourself, everybody that you care about. It really does.
I agree 100%. I think if more people pretended to be poor, they would have less debt. They would actually be wealthier. The problem is people pretend to be wealthy. People pretend to be rich. And this is where the trouble begins. This is when people try to be something that they're not. And because they pretend to be something that they're not, they pretend to have money, drive the cars, all this. Anybody can pretend to be whatever they want on social media. It's so easy. How many people, now go to those studios to take pictures like they're in a private jet, and the studio says they're open 7 days a week, literally 24 hours a day, because people just want to impress people on social media. But if people actually pretended to be poor, they would actually be wealthy. And I think that's what, you know, the mindset you have to be in is, again, if you're making 100, live like you're making 50 and put that money away. I don't think people really can understand or interpret what is coming and the type of sales that we're going to see in real estate and the wealth that is going to be made when this bottom falls out. And if you're pretending to be poor right now, that means you're putting money away. That means you've got gold, you've got silver, you've got assets, you've got cash, and you're sleeping good at night. And if you continue to act poor, the day is going to come where I believe you're going to be very, very wealthy, because you're going to have the ability to capitalize on these massive sales that are coming to the United States of America. I mean, I'm sure right now that, there's probably people in China right now licking their chops when they see the vacancies here in LA.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, somebody at some point is going to buy up this real estate, but it's not going to be the price it is today, ladies and gentlemen.
No way.
I'm not going to buy a piece of real estate right now in this bubble, and the real smart investors aren't going to buy anything in this bubble either. And as we're still here walking up Sunset, I see another RV parked over here, somebody living in, but there's going to be massive amounts of wealth made when the bottom falls out with this economic collapse. And it's going to be the people who pretended to be poor, the people who were patient, the people who put the money away, saved, and keyword patience and saved, the people that didn't need to impress anybody, maybe not buying a Ferrari today, maybe not buying that 4-bedroom house. They're going to wait, and they're going to do, I believe, incredibly well. Would you like to?
I would say that if you don't believe that there's going to be a collapse that's worse than that is not, you've got to prepare yourself. You're kidding yourself right now if you're not preparing yourself for this. But the whole world is going to be on sale right now. Real estate, cars, houses, property, residential, commercial, it's all there. But look at this right now.
Yeah, I'm witnessing a collapse right now.
Before our eyes.
Yeah, right before
our
eyes. Yeah, it's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, just take a look around. We figured there was probably 15 to 20% vacancies on Hollywood Boulevard. It's just as bad here on Sunset, right?
It's absolutely.
It's horrible. And I mean, we're heading right to Beverly Hills. We're a mile and a half from Beverly Hills, okay? If this can happen here, it can happen where you live.
Everybody has seen the real estate shows. I love them. I love the expensive real estate shows. We're a mile and a half from those places, and this is absolutely destroyed right now. It looks like there's no one in sight, because I was up here a month and a half ago, and it's gotten worse in a month and a half.
I'm going to flip the camera around. So you might have a $20 million home in Beverly Hills, but right here off of Sunset,
Tickets on that guy's,
there's another camper right there, parked right out. I don't know. It looks like a hotel right here.
Yeah.
The Moment Hotel, and there's a small camper parked out with multiple parking tickets on it, a mile and a half from Beverly Hills, a mile and a half from multi-million-dollar homes. It's absolutely insanity. So I guess we'll continue the journey, but again, it's pretty crazy what we're seeing here. I mean, half the people walking down Sunset look homeless to me, and I mean, this is really crazy. And there's another one right there, gone. Oh, look at this. So we got a lot more right here. That's gone. Bottoms. This is gone. Show Up Fitness, gone. Whatever this one was, for lease. Wow. And just look at the trash. Unbelievable. Is this gone? This huge building, gone. Look at this. The whole thing is gone. Another restaurant right here, gone, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. This whole building gone. Homeless man sleeping at the doorsteps. This one right here, for a lease. car wash gone. Look at the size of this property, ladies and gentlemen, as we are entering Beverly Hills. This whole thing is closed. And what is this right here that's all closed off? This wall.
This is
Gosh, look at that. Looks like that car wash has been there forever. Gone. Now it is a statistic. Another one across the street for lease.